The job description of a liaison officer revolves around building, maintaining and strengthening communication and cooperation between different organizations, departments, or teams. A liaison officer acts as a vital point of contact, ensuring smooth coordination and mutual understanding between entities that may have different goals, cultures, or operational procedures. Whether working in government, military, corporate, educational, healthcare, or non-profit sectors, the liaison officer is responsible for facilitating collaboration and ensuring that essential information flows efficiently between parties. Liaison officers serve as the connective tissue in complex operations. Their role is not just to relay messages, but also to interpret information, resolve conflicts, and bridge gaps that might exist in communication, procedures, or expectations. This job often requires excellent interpersonal skills, diplomacy, cultural sensitivity, and a strong grasp of the organizations they work with. In situations involving partnerships, joint ventures, cross-functional projects, or emergency responses, the liaison officer's contribution can determine the success or failure of the initiative. A liaison officer must have a keen sense of organizational dynamics. They need to understand the internal workings of their own team or department, as well as the goals and constraints of the external group they are liaising with. Their duties include attending meetings, drafting reports, giving presentations, and following up on key actions or agreements. In international contexts, a liaison officer may also manage language barriers and coordinate between differing regulatory environments or business customs. Primary responsibilities of a liaison officer. The core responsibility of a liaison officer is to serve as the primary channel of communication between stakeholders. This involves facilitating meetings, preparing updates or briefings, sharing project statuses, and conveying concerns or feedback. They must ensure that the messages they deliver are accurate, timely, and reflective of their organization's position. Liaison officers often play a key role in conflict resolution. When misunderstandings or disagreements arise between parties, the liaison officer steps in to clarify intentions, mediate differences, and propose mutually acceptable solutions. Their ability to remain neutral and diplomatic is essential in maintaining trust on all sides. Monitoring project progress is another central duty. Liaison officers track milestones, document outcomes, and report on any challenges or delays that may affect collaboration. They may be responsible for coordinating schedules, managing shared resources, or synchronizing tasks between teams. In doing so, they help maintain alignment and avoid duplication of effort. In some sectors, such as government or emergency response, liaison officers are deployed during critical events to ensure smooth coordination between agencies. For instance, a military liaison officer may work with civilian authorities during a disaster, helping align logistics, security, and communication protocols. Similarly, a liaison officer in healthcare may coordinate between hospitals and public health departments to manage disease outbreaks or vaccination programs. As part of their role, they may also contribute to developing partnership strategies, identifying key stakeholders, and building long-term relationships that benefit both parties. This strategic aspect of the job description distinguishes liaison officers from routine communicators. Key skills and competencies required. Success as a liaison officer depends heavily on a well-rounded set of soft skills and professional knowledge. Communication is the most essential skill. Liaison officers must be able to convey ideas clearly, listen actively, and adapt their language or tone to suit different audiences. Written communication is just as important, especially when documenting discussions, agreements, or plans. Interpersonal and negotiation skills are crucial. The role demands working with people from various backgrounds, cultures, and levels of authority. A liaison officer must be respectful, persuasive, and capable of building rapport quickly. They often serve as a face of their organization, so professionalism and diplomacy are non-negotiable traits. Problem-solving is another core competency. Liaison officers are often brought into situations where processes are stuck or relationships are strained. They must assess issues objectively, identify root causes, and facilitate solutions that satisfy all stakeholders. Organizational skills are also vital. Liaison officers juggle multiple communications, track project timelines, and manage documentation for different initiatives simultaneously. They must stay on top of their responsibilities without letting anything fall through the cracks. Cultural awareness and adaptability are especially important in international or inter-organizational settings. Understanding the norms, expectations, and sensitivities of various groups helps prevent misunderstandings and strengthens cooperation. In many cases, a liaison officer is also expected to have some degree of technical or subject matter knowledge related to the field in which they operate. For example, a liaison officer in education should understand academic processes, while one in public health needs a basic grasp of healthcare systems and protocols. Typical work environment and challenges. Liaison officers can be found in diverse workplaces, including corporate offices, government departments, NGOs, universities, and international organizations. Depending on the nature of their assignment, they may work on-site, remotely, or travel frequently to maintain relationships with partner institutions. The role can be fast-paced and unpredictable, especially when dealing with high-stakes projects or emergency operations. Liaison officers must be prepared to respond quickly to new developments and stay composed under pressure. One common challenge is dealing with conflicting priorities. Different teams or organizations may have competing goals, limited resources, or different timelines. The liaison officer must navigate these tensions and find practical compromises that keep collaboration on track. Another challenge is maintaining objectivity. Since liaison officers represent one organization while working closely with others, they must balance advocacy with impartiality. Their credibility often depends on their ability to be transparent, fair, and results-driven. Technology plays an increasingly important role in the work environment. Liaison officers use a variety of communication tools, project management software, and digital reporting platforms to stay connected and informed. Educational background and career path. Most liaison officer roles require a bachelor's degree in business administration, public relations, communications, international relations, or a field relevant to the specific industry. Advanced degrees or specialized certifications may be necessary for senior positions or roles in international organizations. In addition to academic qualifications, experience in project coordination, stakeholder engagement, or cross-functional team management is often expected. Many professionals enter liaison roles after gaining experience in communications, administration, or program management. Career progression can lead to positions such as partnership manager, stakeholder engagement lead, diplomatic officer, or program director, depending on the organization and field. With experience, liaison officers may also transition into policy development, strategic planning, or international relations roles. Conclusion. The job description of a liaison officer captures a dynamic and people-oriented role that requires a unique blend of communication, coordination, and strategic thinking. These professionals are indispensable in environments where collaboration, clarity, and consensus are essential. Whether managing complex partnerships or streamlining communication across departments, liaison officers play a critical role in ensuring that operations run smoothly and objectives are met. For those with a passion for bridging gaps and building strong relationships, the role of liaison officer offers both purpose and professional growth.